Yo, forgot to put myself up on there. What is up, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see the gang. Um, Back in the house with everybody on what is it, January 25th, 2026, almost into the second month. And I've got a surprise for you guys for February. I've got a surprise. Let me see. Turn that down in my monitor so I can talk a little louder without it blasting my ears out. Um, let's go through this. So we've got John Boston in the house. Go back. Everybody's into football. Hey, Mikey and Tribe, have a great show, man. Keep cranking out the tunes. And Tribe is definitely all about the music, and it's so good for your soul. Love from Kenny and Deborah Lee Under. To see you too, my friends from down under. I'll see you guys soon enough. Damn, going to dinner, so I'll have to catch after. No problem, man. What happened to not doing Sundays, just Wednesdays? If I feel like doing Sundays, it's kind of like a what it is it's an absolution of responsibility. I don't have to do them if I don't want to. So I just say I don't want to, and then and I'm not going to. They're not like they don't have to be like it's not like I will do the Wednesday night no matter what, right? Um, but Sundays is a variable. If I feel like doing Sundays, I'll do Sundays. If I don't, but it's not going to be a normal thing. And then if I feel like doing other stuff, man, I've got videos from my Thanksgiving trip up to the Northeast that I still haven't just you know done the editing and put them up because quite honestly, I'm just burnt from doing YouTube content, man. You know, it just becomes a thing where it's not really it's just what do you call it? Like filler content, right? Like even though I got some great stuff while I was up there, and mainly it's sharing other people's rigs with you guys. I've been to a lot of systems and I take video when I'm there. At least I did on that trip. So I got about 4 or 5. I was thinking of making like a montage, putting them all together. I probably will. Um, and so you can just see what other people's systems like. Um, So, hello, all. Never miss a Sunday show. Right on, Tommy. Good evening, Dan. Drago checking in from Evanston, Illinois. Illinois. And so everybody must be getting some snow, man. We got some ice. Um, we got some ice last night. I don't know if we're gonna get it tonight. It all melted today, so that was kind of cool. Um, Andrew, the motorcycle racer, asked what event was I at the trailer short. That was a RV show. It was an RV show. We went last year and I went again this year. It's pretty cool to go to those things and just sort of see what is going on. Just to see, Big John has an RV and he does. He's got a travel trailer, like a 30-foot, and he tows it with his big ass pickup. And they lived in it for a year actually, him and his wife, and I just don't get the whole thing. It looks kind of fun from the outside, but then when I try and just put the reality through, like when would I ever do this shit, like once or twice a year or something like that, and these things are 100 grand. You can get some, man. Some of them I was amazed for like, you know, 65 grand. You can get something that's a house, man, and you could go get a piece of land and just pull this thing up there and just set it, and then you've got a little box house thing, for a little getaway if you ever wanted to just get away, without having to do the whole big expenditure thing, because really, to get a good house nowadays somewhere in the mountains, you're spending $1 million. Anything, at least 700, you know. Um, and even then, I mean, the things that are 400 and 500 totally need rehab. They're like old at it, and it's country people that have lived up there most of the time. So it's like, it's you definitely have to redo it. You look at it, and it's like freaking red carpeting and shit like that. You're like, oh god, like I gotta have to gut this thing and totally redo it. So I looked at some homes in the mountains, and I got discouraged. It took very shortly. I mean, I did it for about a week. We went up and went and got a realtor and went and saw some, and very quickly I became discouraged. Um, and it's just the market's high and the stuff that's out there isn't very good. You by the time it makes it onto MLS, it's like the good stuff gets cherry picked, right? It gets sold to people that know one another, the good shit. Otherwise, by the time and if it's been on the MLS for any more than like 2 months or something like that, if it's been on there 100 days, it's complete shit. Like there's definitely something wrong with it, you know. The good shit does not sit and stay there. I recommend power amp to the Puritan or to the wall. However, I don't make a recommendation. You can do it either way. It doesn't. My amps go straight to the wall, but my amps are 240. You know, so you can do whatever. Try it both ways. It's non-current limiting. You're good there. You got nothing to worry about in terms of it's going to take away from the amp. Um, but I don't know. Tell us what your results are, Tommy. Was that trailer 100K as you showed it, or is that a base price? That was the price for the one that I showed. That was like it's like show special. This thing right here, tow it away for I think it was 109. You know, and the thing was like, did you see how high the ceilings were in there? I mean, it was crazy. I was like, damn, this thing's like 100 grand, lock, stock, and barrel, um, with nicely appointed, like a nice, and it's really weird, man. You can take something that size, whatever that size is, maybe it's 5 feet by, I don't know how wide they are. Some of them have those pop out things, but the layout makes all the difference in the world. You can take, like, let's say you had a semi tractor trailer. Let's just use the trailer as an example of like a size, right? Like, depending how you lay that out, it could either seem nice and spacious or it could seem totally cramped. And it's wild how they use space in some of those. And some of them, it's a really smart use of space. You're like, you walk into a little van, like a class B, like Ram van, basically a Sprinter, and some of those things you walk in and you're like, oh dude, this is sweet in here. Typically the ones that are the nicer ones, and then some of them you're like, oh, this is like kind of jammed up, like what we got to sit way at the back in this little square. Whereas the ones with benches, on either side, and then you and your person could lay back and watch the TV. It's like it's a trip how big the difference is. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at right now. I will probably be putting a 2-car garage with a room above it on my house, and so it'll be a new listening room or an office. I'm sure it's going to be up nice, nice view. So I might do an office with like all glass sides, and then hopefully a roof deck on top. But to do that thing, it's and that's like built on site, easily 150 grand, and that's not plumbed and not no that's a buck 50 for the thing built on site without the plumbing, without the electrical, so it's probably 200, or 225. I'm gonna have to do it. I'll have to do it myself. I'll have to do it with people. I got some connections, and we'll do it. um I'll do it for less, and I'll do it in steps. But yeah, so that's what I had to compare with, and I'm like, damn. Or you could just buy one of, so to build. You look at some of the homes that are up, that are older, and unless they were built really well, sometimes you're like, it doesn't make sense. And then you look at some of the new building, like barn dominiums, totally cool and not expensive and really cool, man. I mean, the way we build now is totally different than the way we used to build. And some of the way that building materials and building structures are being done right now is really smart. Those big single tube amps you love, if the tube breaks, how much to replace the tube? $1,000, which is like the same price or less than a 300B, a good 300B. And you can get them for less if you want to get the tube and do some soldering and stuff, because this tube, there's a raw tube, and then they condition it, or they prepare it for this amp by soldering little plug ends on and everything like that. And so if you buy one off the internet, and you could solder it up yourself, like back when I looked for them a while ago, this was like years ago, I just wanted to see the market, you could get them for like $150 to $300, but they're from Ukraine. So I don't know how available they still are. I haven't looked for GM100s in a while. But then you'd have to, well, you set the bias. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to match the other one because you just set the bias to match the other one. Nikki, what's up, man? Internet was out most of the day. CD player saved the day. There you go, man. There you go. Man, it's been ugly, man. I talked to some people in Nashville, um, and they were like Denny was stuck in his house, man, and he was trying to get out. There was no power, and he was trying no heat, and he's trying to get out of there. And a tree, he's in a cul-de-sac, and a tree had fallen and blocked off the cul-de-sac, so he can't even drive out of there to go to a hotel. I was like, dude, go walk to the other side of the tree and call a fucking Uber and go to the hotel. So I have to call him and see if he got there all right. Aloha, Dan. How are you, buddy? From the Big Island, right? Or Oahu, I can't remember. Can streaming now beat vinyl? That is a matter of opinion. I mean, I'm sure the people that sell turntables will tell you no way. Of course they won't. For me, it was never it never vinyl never started. Like I made a choice a long time ago not to do vinyl, but we can ask. I've got a couple guys, and he comes on here, Revelry 1969, who is Brent from Seattle. He is a steeped vinyl file, steeped, like really collects vinyl, the best pressings, the original pressings, all that stuff. And he has, since he got the MPD-8 in the streamer, he has he's selling all his vinyl off now. So anybody that wants vinyl, I can put you in touch with Brent, and you can get your high quality pressings, all that crap. Because he's selling them all, because he says, and he spent time, when I was talking to him, he was spending time being them, vinyl to the MPD-8, vinyl streaming, vinyl, and these are vinyl rips, that he's comparing to the actual vinyl, and then he's comparing vinyl rips, and then he's comparing streaming, and he's like, it's so close, I don't want to mess with vinyl anymore, So using the Playback Designs MPD-8 and the streamer, the MPSX streamer, I would say yes, it can beat vinyl. Unless, but again, it's a very basic question, right? Like it can't beat vinyl if you want the what's the word I'm looking for? If you want the process, what's the word I'm looking for, man? The ritual. If you want the ritual, if you dig the ritual, and that's your thing, is doing the vinyl ritual, then some people need that. They want that. They want to feel the record. They want to. To me, it's a waste of time, but to them, it's a way to slow time down, and really have to be in the moment, I guess. But I don't have a problem staying in the moment, even if I use a digital thing, right? So for, the first question, when you say, can streaming now beat vinyl, I would have to ask in terms of sonic or in terms of the experience, and then we could discuss each, because they're two totally different things. Would I be better off running my NAT at 240 without filtration, or 120 through the Puritan? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I really haven't done that test. You'd be best running it at 240 with filtration, I guess. That's the real answer. But I run mine at 240 without filtration. That's how I run mine. Amps are always better at 240. First of all, 240 is balance power, so there's no 60 hertz hum. Second of all, it is high voltage, so the amp pulls less current, so the amp runs easier. It runs more efficiently on 240. It's just easier. The amp doesn't sweat as hard. When you try to make a big amp that pulls current run on 120, it's pulling massive amounts of current. That's what makes things hot and all that kind of crap. So, Charles, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Or good to talk to you. So, okay, so here is what I'm gonna do, and here is a great thing for people that are watching tonight, because I wonder, maybe I'll put it on the website and make an announcement. But here's what I'm going to do. So in March, starting March 1st, there's going to be a price increase on Fisher and Fisher. It's a 10% price increase, and that's coming from the office from Maine, Fisher and Fisher. They just have to raise their prices. So I'm not happy about it, but Fisher and Fisher has not lost steam. The good thing is that when I got the brand, it was so well priced that it's been able to weather the tariffs and all that kind of stuff and still be a great value. What I want to do, and what I will do for all the tribe members, is for the month of February, okay, starting tomorrow, okay, tonight, man, all the way through February, I am going to make all Fisher and Fisher products 10% less. Okay. So you can take 10% off the price that you see on the website. The things that the speakers that I talked about last week, or was it on Wednesday, that I talked about on Wednesday, they're almost all gone. So the 770s are sold. The 370s sold today. The 170s are gone. And so all I've got left is 270 and 270 and 70 monitors. So everything else sold last week, and today actually, or yesterday is when the 370 sold. So yeah, man, it's just the brand keeps picking up more and more steam. The more people talk about it, the more people can't just they gotta try it. And then everybody's completely stoked. And so yeah, again, so I've sold everything off except for 270 and 70, and but then with the new shipment, anything coming in, I mean, all the way up, you can get 10% off before it goes up. So before it goes up, I'm going to mark it, and they're going to go up 10 points from what they are now. So I will go 10 points below what they are now, which means in the month of February, Fisher and Fisher will be 20% less than they will in March. Okay, so this is to give anybody that's been sort of sitting on the fence a little impetus, because once March hits, between February and March, there will be a 20% hike, because I'm giving you a 10% discount now, and then there will be a 10%. I hope that all makes sense. So awesome opportunity to pick up the Fisher and Fishers. Phenomenal speakers. The best ones I've found. I think they're the best speakers made. I don't think anything else offers the value or the sonic performance. So I will do that, and I'll probably put it on the site. I'll put it up on the site. Yeah. And so that is that. What has everybody been doing? Is anybody getting snowed in and getting hurt? Having the issues, we've been all right here. We got some ice. All our plants and stuff are kind of wilted because they got heavy and they wilted over, But have I ever been skiing? Yeah, dude. I used to ski as a kid almost every weekend. I have not been skiing as a shit. I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time I skied. It's been let's see. It's been at least 35 years, man. I was in my 20s, probably 20 years old last time I skied, something like that. So, yeah, it's been a really long time. I would like to go back. Skiing is fun. I will go try it. Go back and do it. Do it. Yeah, so who's got any hi-fi questions? 12 to 14 inches of Central West Jersey. Dang, Steven, that's tough. 12 to 14. But you know what? It's no thing. Certified erotic blueprint coach. What the hell is that, bro? Erotic blueprint. What is that, man? I couldn't help but I can't help but ask. Um, uh, and I'm also wondering. I'm looking at your face. Did I meet you at a show, man? You almost look kind of familiar. Did you go to any of the audio shows? Um, anyways, I've got to look that up now. ERO. Erotic blueprint coach. Let's see. Discover your erotic blueprint trademark with expert coaching. Certified intimacy coach. Okay. Party on, Wayne. I won't take it any farther. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. Hey, Mikey. What's up, Rocky? Just ice here in Durham, the natural kind. Yeah, right. The natural, not the synthetic. That's funny. Um, or you're talking about the immigration control or whatever. Man, isn't Minneapolis a cluster? Whew, so sad. 12 to 14 inches here in Grand Rapids. Negative 19 a few days ago. Was that negative 19 at a standstill? That's crazy. Yes, met you at Capitol. Okay, cool, man. Okay, yeah. So I did. I recognize your face. Hey, Mikey, it's been a while. Who is this? Your show conflicts with the NFL conference championship games. Oh shit. Okay, my bad. That's a pretty strong football game, but we have 57 or 60 on there, so I guess we're doing all right. Let's see what else. Anything hi-fi? Man, I just listen to tunes. Not really out trying to review products or whatever. I just listen to music and enjoy life. Yeah, negative 18 air temp, not wind chill. That's crazy. Negative 19. That's about the record that I've ever been in. I think I remember well. No, there's been more, man. I mean, I think we've been negative 30 or something like that. But I always trying to remember if that was wind chill. But Minnesota gets pretty brutal. Hey, Mikey, in a 340 square foot room with 8-foot ceilings, which Fisher will suffice? So let's see, 340. Trying to get a. I can't do math that well in my head. What? Give me the dimensions. What by what? So 340 is like 8 by, no, it can't be 8. It's got to be like 12. What's 12 by 12 would be 244. Is that right? Like I'm really bad. Like I didn't study my math tables when I was a kid. I rely on calculators. Um, Give me, but 340 square, 18.5 foot square. Okay, so 470. Well, okay. So you ask which will suffice. Okay, so which will suffice is a different answer than which will kick ass. So can you be more specific? Do you want what will suffice, or do you want what's going to crush? And then I need to know what amp you plan to use with it. Do you have a 555? I'm trying to remember. Ari, any on the headphone amp that you recommend? Which? Thanks. Let me look and see. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think let's see products. But this will man, because if the importer for this thing, let's see, where's amplification? Headphones. Audio now, is that in a is this a headphone amp? Headphone specials. These are all headphones. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's see. Products. Analog, turntable, subwoofers, multi-channel preamps, integrated amps. Integrated, isn't that what it would be? Let's see if it's a tube amp, really. Information, audio research. Audio research, Western Electric. Audio research. Yeah, I can't tell, but it's coming. The importers in Canada, and I think Canada just got a 100% tariff, bro. Oh, that's harsh. That means Meitner is fucked um, until that prime minister or whoever that joker was at Davos stops telling the world that he's making deals with China to secure the new world order. Did you hear the guy say that? I mean, the Canadian dude just said that outright. He said the quiet part out loud. We're making agreements with China to secure the new world order. You're like, oh God, are you pitching? Really? You're pitching like what George Bush like talked about, like new world order? Like, really, you still think globalism's gonna happen, dude? They're grasping for straws. So, anyways, until that shit clears, it's 100% tariff. I don't know if that's really enacted or not, but it was definitely threatened. And that would suck because it comes through Canada. So that might totally change um, that up. Um, yeah, basically, I recommend, or the one that I liked had a 300B. So I like the tube amp that stuck out to me is one that uses a 300B. Um, it's Italian. I can't remember the name, but I've got some tube amps. I've got two different headphone tube amps that I could sell, like both of them under $1,000. One of them I made, and I made it with the best, most sick parts possible. It was a kit, and I got all ridiculous parts for it. And then the other one is just like a one-off by this really talented tube amp designer, and he made this cool little, I can't remember what the name. There's a name for that circuit. Um, it's actually strong enough to run small speakers. Um, so yeah. This is Julio. Saw you in Florida last year at the show. Been loving the MPD6. Oh yeah, hey man, how are you, brother? Long time no talk to. We had dinner and everything, man. Been loving the MPD6. Good, man. Great. I'm glad, happy. 18.5 foot square. So yeah, which one? Which one? The one. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Rams on the march, 27-31. Seahawks lead with 6 minutes left. Okay. We'll pick up some peeps in 6 minutes then, or whatever. Let's say we crush it. Currently, Van Alstyne DVA M225 monoblocks, 225 watts into 8 ohms. Okay, so let's see. It's an 18.5, and is it only listening that you do in that room, or do you share it with? Do you do other things in there, or is it just dedicated? It looks like you got a dedicated room. What to do with an uneven sidewall? 14 feet wide listening space. Left side is a brick wall. Right side is an open space to the kitchen. So 14 feet wide, including the open space all the way to the other side, are 14-foot wide where the line in the floor is and the carpeting stops or whatever. Like where the wall would be. Or is it 14? Is the whole thing 14? And then there's a kitchen on one side. That's what I need to know. Seahawks stop the Rams inside the 10-yard line, turnover on downs. Cool. Trump threatened it if they sign a deal with China. Oh, they haven't yet, so there is no tariff. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. Manly Labs Absolute Headphone Amplifier looks interesting. Yeah, does that one use a 300B? I can't remember. I know that they do like 300Bs, and what a cute freaking papillon, man. That's a poppy right there? Or is it a pom? I can't tell if that's a pom or a pop. It looks like a Pomeranian, actually. I think Pomeranians are so cute because they're baby Samoyeds. We had two Samoyeds. So that's the full size is the Samoyed, then half size is American Eskimo, and then the mini size is the Pomeranian. Not including the kitchen. Okay, cool. So not including the kitchen and what to do. Okay, so how far do you sit from the speakers? And does it have to be with one side, or can you put it on the left? Can you put the two speakers on the brick wall facing, like shooting into the kitchen? Can you do it that way? Kenny says, "Alas, we didn't buy our Fisher 470s from Mikey because you're in Oz, but it's because of Mikey, the 470 videos that I bought them." There you go. Thanks for the vote of confidence. They play and look so great. You won't ever be disappointed. Just stoked every day. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like it's gonna be cool. We will have in Ted Denny will be coming to my house and he's gonna listen to the my rig, and what I'm gonna ask him to do is to comment to you guys on the sound of my system from a real professional's view, because you get people that come over to your house and a lot of them just don't have experience, and so it's easy to kind of blow them away, or some of them get like they know everything about audio and they're not in the industry and they just they want to naysay something, you know so we'll get a true objective view from somebody that has had Magicos and Acora and Van, Von Schweikert and like all the big names, and he'll tell you what it sounds like from a professional standpoint, and a guy that's had a lot of different things, which would be a great way for you guys to be able to trust at least from somebody in the industry, because sometimes you get a brand, you're the guy that controls it, like I am in the US. People get jealous sometimes, and I talk a big game, so they want to try and slow my roll, but they can't. Dedicated room, the M225 do about 325 into 4. Most Fisher and Fisher are 4. Yeah, they're between 4 and 6. So it's a dedicated room. So if we absolutely want to know that you're just never gonna need a subwoofer ever, the 570s. And let me and Rocky, you're an existing client. Rocky, call me tomorrow, and then I've got my sheet right here, and I know what they're. Call me tomorrow, dude, and I have a pair of 570s sitting in Germany right now. Just call me tomorrow and let me get you a price. I'm not going to say it right here because I'll anybody knows this. Anybody that is part of the family, part of the tribe that has purchased from me before, especially if you purchase several things, the more you purchase from me, the more I take care of you. Because I'm not a discounter, right? But I do it for my family, right? I do it for fam. Um, yeah, so the 570s would be the one, man. 570s would be the one. Yeah, he's a Palm and was a confirmation gift for my daughter, but we all love him. What's his name? And you're in UK, aren't you? He's so cute, man. What's he got? Has he got a bone in his mouth? Looks like he's got a cig in his mouth. That's so funny. He must have one of those little rawhide sticks. It looks like he's got a cigarette in his mouth. That's funny. Hey, there he is. Happy Sunday. Seahawks are in a tough game. Yeah, man. Someone was asking if streaming was as good as vinyl a second ago, and I thought about it, and I was like, man, Brent knows. Brent has been mad about comparing the two, so he can comment. Okay, Donnie, you can't. There's a door there about 12 to 14 inches from the speakers to the sofa, or 12 to 14 feet from speakers. Oh, okay, okay. So you can't. There's a door there, but you sit about 12 to 14 feet from the speakers to the sofa. Okay, so it's not really ideal. It's not really ideal, clearly. The closer you sit, the less you have to worry about it. The further away you sit, the more the room interacts with those reflections before they get to your ear. Does that make sense? If you sit real close, it's coming off the speaker going right to your ear. If you're further back, it's bouncing off the floor, the walls, all that kind of crap, right? So if you want to, you can put like a freestanding like cubicles. This is the best way to give an example. Like cubicles in an office, they have panels like that, like audio panels that you put up, and you put an absorption, kind of on the right side, in between your listening space and the kitchen if you can, and it doesn't have to be that wide. It can be like 3 feet or less, wide, 24 inches even maybe, and just something on a stand, and you can put it over there, and that's about the best you can do, man. After that, there's really not much you can do. You just deal with it. A lot of times it's not that bad, right? If we're getting super critical with our listening, then yeah, we want a dedicated room. We want symmetrical, like not totally symmetrical, um, but you can control things easier, I think, when you understand where the corners are, where the reflections come. Um, so I wouldn't get too tripped out about it. You're better off in that sort of a situation not putting too much into it. Another option might be DSP, where you do something with DSP and delay and crap like that, where you try and manipulate the sonic, before it comes out of the speaker, so that the result when it gets to your ear has been like basically DSP will fuck it up so that the room in inconsistencies correct it. You know what I mean? So if you had it in a perfect room, it would be all messed up. But you can jack. Well, that's what DSP can do. It can jack up the signal so that after it does its reflections, it arrives at your ear at the same time. You know, which is just kind of, I don't like to do things that way. I'd rather just buy higher up in the speaker realm and stuff. But if you're really striving for critical level listening, it's probably not an ideal room. So I would say don't try and go for critical listening in that room, because it'll be an exercise in futility. But there's a couple things that you could do, and you could go down either way. If you want to consult with me, feel free to call me up. Um, Here is the phone number: 415-484-5121. 11 Stereo is my website. I'm a dealer. I consult. I guarantee you that you will feel like you got your money's worth, and I will guarantee to get you across the line so you're totally thrilled with your hi-fi system. Please subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up as a video, as a way to support the algorithm and support the content. It's just good for me, and it's free for y'all. So what was the question about vinyl? It was just, the question was, is streaming as good as vinyl? His name is Louis. Uh-oh, he's got a royal name. Louis the 18th. Yeah, we joke about him smoking cigars. It's one of the bone treats. Oh, you're in Norway. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. Well, he's got a fine fur coat for Norway, doesn't he? He's like an S. What no, okay, so Norway, you guys have Norwegian elk hound, or a oh man, what are they called? They're called skipperjack or something. Don't you have a Norwegian dog called a skipperjack, um or Norwegian elk hound, like little Spitz type dogs like this with the curly tail and the furry, the fur coat? Louis. I have a similar situation in my office. I made some 8-foot tall panels but there is a couple feet above them to open to the ceiling. Okay, yeah. So you made a false wall basically. By the way, I have some of those standing panels that are out in my storage out there that I could sell. They're made by GIK Acoustics. I would sell them for half price. But I have to see how many I have because I use 2 of them when I do speaker measurements actually to get the room reflections out of away from my microphone. Louis really digging the winter here. I'm sure he is, man. He's prepped for it. He's got the awesome coat. The Samis love that shit too. The Samoyeds love the snow, man. He lived for it. I will move it upstairs. Okay, thanks, Mikey. Okay, you bet, buddy. Do the Fisher and Fisher. Ooh, nice. Reverso, brother. I've got one of those too. Do the Fisher and Fisher 370s work for a 17 by 20 room? Yes, they will. I mean, and as I was talking to the other guy, Rocky, if you sit or the other guy that asked distance, if you sit closer, the closer you sit to them, the better they will work, right? And it depends. Is the 17 by 20 a multi-purpose room? I presume you have the system on the 17-foot wall. And then how far do you sit? And then is there a bunch of other stuff in there? How loud do you listen? You know, that kind of thing. Do you need to fill the room? You know, they will be good for background in anywhere in the room, of course. But if you want to get critical and really have an enveloping sort of a sound, you know, I have to know what you're after. But the 370s work fine, man. I mean, I have 170. My room is 20 by 20, basically. And I have 170s in there, and they sounded killer. You just, of course, they don't have the bass. As you start to go up, you get more and more bass. Once you get to even 470 is the first one that starts to have like look, man, though, but it's not true because you know what? I had the SN70s in the hotel room, whatever that size was at the audio show where I got best in show. And people were coming in and asking, where's the sub? Where's my water, by the way? People were saying, where's the sub? Where's the sub? I thought I brought water in here. And they were 70s. They were the bookshelves, and people are like, "Where's the sub? Where's the sub?" I'm like, "No sub," and they're like, "You got to be kidding me!" And they have woofers like this big, like 6-inch woofers, but they just Fisher and Fishers have greater output than you would ever expect for the size. So whatever size you think you need, you can go a size lower. So Rocky, you could actually go with 470s. But what I felt in my room, and you guys know how I like complete overkill. I like something that I'm not going to use it at its max. Like it has more than I'm willing to do. I like that with my vehicles. I like that with my motorcycles and my cars, pretty much everything, right? So 570 would be the absolute. That will absolutely crush. You won't even use them to their max. 470 would be absolutely fine. 370 would even work, Rocky. But I remember having 470s in my room, and they were out quite a ways from the wall. I'm talking about 12 feet from the front wall. And sometimes you got to get the proximity with the corners right with the 470s to really get the bass to come out. And the bass is great. It just goes down to a certain level. With the 570, you get another octave lower of bass. But the bass output on the 470s is very strong. Ask Rev. He's got 470s in his room. Andrew has 470s too. You know, and it just takes a little 470s. You just have to really get them placed in the room right to pull that bass. 570s, you can pretty much put them anywhere, and they're just gonna have they're gonna have a strong bass. Hey, Mikey, do you still So yeah, so 370s would be great. Yeah, you have to call me if you want tomorrow, and I can give you your quote to get on the next shipment, because I will be doing. I've got a shipment getting lined up right now. Trying to think if I've got 370. I don't know if 370, because I had a pair of 370. They just sold today, so I'm gonna have to put 370 on that shipment. So if you'd like your name on at least one pair, let me know. Let me know. Just call me tomorrow, and I can give you a price and all that. Hey, Mikey, you still sell that Cause DAC streamer? How does it compare to your current lineup? No, I don't sell it. I do not sell it. The Cause was a very good sounding piece. The D1, if I remember correctly, the one that had the Wicked design language in it is such cool. That's still one of my favorite commercial design of a DAC. Sound was really good too. I beat it out with other things. Um, then they made a new one, a lower price DAC that was very good, but it had issues. Like it sounded really good, but it had like warranty issues. The D1 did not. The next one did. Um and no, man, I haven't talked with them, man. I mean, they were I probably got their product a little bit premature because I didn't have my channel. I didn't have um my buying public up. So when I don't even know, was I making video? Did I make videos when I first started of that thing? Um so yeah, and I can't have things that need, if a product has warranty issues, I don't want to deal with that, especially if they're out of the country. Streaming is as good as vinyl, says Rev, who's a vinyl file. With the MPD8, the margin is so close. The only difference is what mastering do you prefer, but streaming is excellent and great with the MPD8. Cool. Thanks. Yes, on 17-foot wall, and it's just stereo and home theater dedicated. Medium sound, but sometimes more. Okay. Yeah, I mean, with the Fisher and Fishers, you can definitely dig into them. They will they really come alive. When you dig into them and give them juice, they stand to the um occasion. They really do. Like it's like they don't, and they can play really loud if you want them to. A lot louder than you expect out of their size, right? Um it's just the farther up you go in the line, the less chance you are to like max them out. And I think starting with the 570, I don't think you can max it. Like I don't think you can take as much as it can give. 470s really kicking and really punching. Um, but with certain deep bass tests, I could probably find the limit of the 470. But I'm talking torture test stuff, and it would be reached much further than the equivalent a speaker made in MDF. My neighbor across the courtyard from my condo bitches about the bass output from my SN70s. That's crazy. I told her to wait until my rhythmic servo subwoofers are powered up. Oh my god. Crazy. Agreed. 470s have all the bass you need above the lowest of low octaves. Exactly. And that's how I felt. It's like, and the only reason I know that is because I had bigger speakers that did the lower octave. If I hadn't had that before, I wouldn't know it. Like with the 470s. Like I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." But once you've felt that and you know those certain songs that you play where they have that deep bass that just goes, and you know it's there, and then if you play it back on the 470, you'll be like, "Wow, this has really solid bass, but that one real low note that gets played, it's soft. I can hear it there, but it's not as pronounced." But the 570, it's there. I'm not sure what Norwegian dog breeds there are, but yeah, the Pomeranian is related with Spitz breed and Alaskan Malamute. Huskies, if we give them a small sled, I think he could pull that around. That's awesome. You should get a little Chucky doll, dude, for Christmas. Get a little Chucky doll and put him in a little sled, and then put him behind the behind the doggy. Put him behind Louie, man. Let Louie run around with Chucky. Freak the neighbors out. 470s do great bass. Yes, they do. Absolutely. And Don says 570s do great everything. Yes, they do. They do. And Don's got a big old, like high ceiling loft basically. It's a firehouse converted. I can't wait to come and hang out, dude, by the way. Um and I'm going to come though when it's not snowing. I want to come up and check out Detroit in the summer. Yes, you can hear the lowest of low, but it's tapered. Exactly. It's there, but it's just not as pronounced. It's you can feel it's rolled out a little bit. It's maybe down 3 dB or something like that, you know. So, yes. Yep. So, yeah, so that's cool. I've got an all-in-one 28K. That would be my next thing when I get down to it and go put it in the room and put some. Damn, but I just sold those 370s today. I was gonna do the video using the 370s. I'll have to wait for the new ones to come. I wanted to put that thing with 370s. Oh, but I do maybe have 270s that I could put it with. It's 28,000 though. 28,000 bucks for an all-in-one Class A, all-in-one. Has a streamer. It's got everything on. Just one box. And Class A made in Italy for 28K. And I would put it with. Really should go with like 470s to be properly. But I think it would do well even with 270s. The 270s are what are 270s? They're like where are they? 270 AMTs. Trying to remember my prices off the top of my head, which is not a good idea. I can't remember, Captain. But anyways. Yeah, man, a small Chucky doll and a fake cigar. That's funny. Let Louis terrorize the neighborhood, dude. He's awesome. Man, you know, so you said Norway, right? Oslo, is that what you said? Or is that Sweden? Can't remember. You know, I'm American. I don't have Oslo. Yeah, Norway. So, man, okay. So there is. I gotta look here because I've got a contingent. Isn't Dennis Hegeman Auto up there, dude? No, he's Netherlands. Let's see. I have some clients that used to buy my power cords, and that are. Where's the maps? Let's see. Norway. Okay. Where's the maps, damn it? Let's see, here we go. And there was a holdout of clients for Virastar cables up there, and they were comparing them to Nordost, and I was kicking Nordost's ass. There's maps. Okay, here we go. But they were up like sort of. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I think they were, he said they were up north. I'm going to try and see if I can find the name of the place. It was like right by a lake, or maybe it was the ocean. No, I think it was a lake. It was like a town. Trying to figure it out. Oh, this could take a while. Let's see. Skagen? No. Trondheim? So I'm going to see if it rings a bell. It might have been Trondheim. Let's see. Yeah, man, you got too many lakes. It looks pretty wicked, dude. That's got to be pretty. Like, look at all the mountains. It's got to be killer motorcycle riding, man. Husqvarna? Yeah, man. I need to get a Husqvarna and go riding up in Norway, man. Or maybe a Huseberg. Oslo. Okay, well, maybe that is because it looks like you're by some sort of an inlet there. He sent me pictures, but I thought he said it was up north. Yeah, I've got to go to Scandinavia at some point, man. I haven't made the trip yet, but I would definitely like to go there. Seahawks win. Okay, there we go. Cohiba Joe, dude, I'm sitting on a brand new box of Siglo 6, brother. I found them in the bottom of my humidor. I've got a humidor, a cabinet humidor, an Aristocrat. And I was in there the other day, like rearranging. And I got to the way back in the bottom shelf at the way back, which I haven't even been back there to explore in years. And I pulled out a freaking fresh, full box of 6. I'm like, oh, as a matter of fact, look what I got right here. Cohiba Joe, Mikey's Cohiba Mikey. And if you look over here, well, look up over here. You recognize the Behike box at the top right there? Those are Behike 56s. I used to buy Behikes before they were freaking $350 each. anyways, so yeah, yeah, I got a lot of stogies, man. I collect. Typically the edition limitadas. I've got a great collection of edition limitada. Seahawks win. Cool. 470s. The base is great, mate, because of the slate, mate. There you go. Seahawks win. All right, man. Cool. Go, Brent. Any new artists you like? Sounds weird, but today's production is almost too good. Um, no, I can't think of any. Uh, um, I have to go on an exploration, and I can bring some around. I don't remember. I save them in my playlist, but then I don't remember them. I'll be listening and exploring, and then I save them into my playlist, but I don't. I just save them there. I don't like a lot of times pay total attention to what it is. I just, oh, this is killer, man. Let me save it, and then I go back and check it out. So tell me, dude, are you a watch guy? Are you a watch guy? I just got a Chopard. I got my first Chopard, a Luke. It's really cool, man. It's a limited edition. Jose Carreras, which is a composer, and it's got a musical score of the Sphinx all the way around the edge of the bezel, right inside on the edge of the crystal, is the composition, like little music notes in the score. Everything in there, and then the lugs make little musical notes, and so that was cool. Brigade, I love Brigade, dude. You are a watch guy, a tradition. There's a classic. That's the one with all the little gears in it, right? Like you can see through it. It's like a skeleton sort of, and it's got the baby clock up at top, like the small clock, and then all the wheels and shit. I like that piece, man. It's a cool piece. Um, what is my next brigade? I have a titanium big date, a marine titanium marine big date is the brigade that I have. But I really like brigades, and I'm trying to figure out what is going to be my next one. I found something that was very interesting that was called it's a chrono, but it's in it, and it's actually the shape of a reverso. I've also got a reverso. Mine is the reverso Grand Tail. I don't even know how to say it. It's got the day and the date on it. They only made it for a couple years, um, and it's pretty unique. Um, let's see. I'm gonna find out what that brigade is because I also really dig brigade. Um, they're just so classy and nice. I mean, you look at. I want to get a Blanc Pond, and I like the 50 fathoms bathyscaphe chrono, but when I look up close on it, it's not as refined as a Breguet, man. And I'm like, and if you've ever seen the Blanc Pond boxes, totally fall apart, dude. I know it's maybe stupid, but the thing that it comes in, it's like, where did you guys source this thing from? China? Because all that crap, it flakes apart. They're horrible. They come inside those little pelican cases, and then they've got the little folding, thing inside the little actual watch little thing, and they all dilapidate. They fall apart. Here it is. It is called a Heritage. There's the brigade that I want. I'll get that thing next. Come on. But I want to get a chrono. Even though there we go. Even though the chrono is like what am I? I'm gonna use it to time my coffee. Here's this is the one I'm talking about. That's a special ops watch. Like if I'm gonna have a black watch, why not have all the buttons in the freaking dials on it? Um, so, but I'm having a little bit stuck on that one. Not sure. And let's see what else I had in here. Look at this JLC. I'm a JLC guy too. I like this one. Cool color. That's a nice chrono right there. Pretty cool, badass looking. So that's cool. Oh, and I'm like, okay, and here's two of the higher end ones. I want to get a Moser. I kind of like that. It's gold. Look how it's got the black on the side of the case. It's pretty badass. So that thing, and And then another one that I like. This is a freaking like a minute repeater or a chime watch. The Chopard, just wicked. That thing's wicked, dude. Fucking badass. So those are kind of the ones that I like that I've got eyes on. Look, here's this. That's one of my saved ones too. It's beautiful. See if I have the picture. I'm not wearing it right now. I'd like to get a Vacheron too, but I can't find one that I'm really into. I just want one. This is the one that I have. So I've got this one. But mine's in the steel, not the gold. I just, gold is sometimes a little too much. It's a little too showy show. The master controller is a killer le culte, whatever. That is a master control. Oh, here's the tradition. Yeah, see, like there's the tradition for people that want to know. Then that's just one of them. That's not the one I was thinking of, but I know what the tradition is. It's a cool piece. Yeah, sir. Thinking about the Vacheron 6 complete calendar. Yeah, that's the one that I like. That's funny because that's the exact one that I saved too. The 56. Where is my one that I saved? I'm in my Chrono 24. My faves. The 56 is the exact, and 56 kind of comes in some cool colors too. Like, yeah, that's exactly the one that I like. The 56. You can get it in like that salmon color, which is kind of unique, but this was like one of the ones. So clean, man. I mean, that's just so beautiful and clean. So what up, tribe? What up, Dano Richie? How are you, buddy? Keep buying that XRP, man. It's still down. Heritage is sweet. Yeah, isn't it cool? It's kind of, I mean, it's similar to the JLC in a way, but it's a curve back. And it's Breguet, and I don't know many of the Breguets. So many of them are like just real dressy. But I'm starting to like dress watches more. I started out really liking sport watches. Oslo is the capital of Norway. There are a lot of mountains and fjord all around here. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful scenery. Hope you like eating fish. There's some nice. I love seafood, dude, and that's all I would eat. Except I'm not eating herring. Like the Netherlands, man, they got like herring that they like salt and put in a barrel, and then they pull salted herring that's like, ugh, oh, dude, it's all slimy and slippery and nasty. It was yuck. But I can eat like pickled herring. I can do that's fine, but not the one that's like fermented and slimy. Is some Stroming? Is that from Norway? Has anybody know what some Stroming is? Just look up, go to YouTube and type in, I don't even know how to spell it. I think it's SOMSTROMMING, some Stroming or something like that. It's a nasty ass fish that comes in a can, and it's supposed to be one of the hardest things to eat, and people are eating it and hurling. Like you just see them blow chunks. They eat it and just chowder spray. It's gnarly. You need that watch, the GLC. Yeah, I know, man. For sure. I've been adding, but I have to. There you go. Jose Carreras is the famous Spanish tenor who, after an extensive operatic career, performed many concerts as one of the three tenors. Oh, cool. Okay, thanks, Donnie. I didn't know that. So I thought he was a composer, but he's a singer. Okay, so do you know the piece that is called? I just need to look it up, and I could probably hear it. The Sphinx, because that is the piece that's on the watch. What do you think about Tag Heuer Breitling watches? Not my thing. Both are very good, but they're not, neither one. It's like I put Tag Heuer and Breitling along with Tissot, and which is a good watch. And what's the other one? Tissot and no, Omega. I would say I'm almost an Omega, Seamaster dude, but I can't pull on Omega. I can't do Rolex, but no. So Tag Heuer, those are all watches in the $3,000-$4,000 range. I kind of like them a little higher up, a little more exclusive. And it's not because those are not good watches. It's just because I want something a little more exclusive, I guess, which is funny because I guess it's like a parallel with hi-fi. Some people I don't it's not because the more expensive watches tell time any better. It's because they're built, typically they're handmade, at least some of them are. And they're just of a higher, more refined level, I think. Um, the Tag and Breitlings are great, especially Breitling, great aviator watch, you know. Um, but they're terrific watches. Not my thing. And what's the thing? Hublot and Tissot. Those are the two I'm thinking of. Hublot and Tissot. I don't want either of those. Um, and yeah, there's just a certain ones that I just that aren't, and it's not that they're not great, man, because they're really good watches. It's just, you know, I don't know. I used to really like the look of the like Hoyer Carrera watches. Yeah, those are, if I'm not mistaken, those are kind of like chronograph deals. There are some out there that are race inspired. I'd probably rather go with the is it a Breguet Mille Miglia? Um, like what you would like, a Breguet Type XX, maybe something like this. That is kind of cool. Like I think it's cool for that style. It's very kind of like racing inspired to me. It looks like, um, but it's a little too much going on for me, and a little too much going on. A little too busy, but certainly cool and made very well. There he is. Jared, this is my watch Yoda right here. Jared's my watch sensei. Listening while I shovel 6 inches of snow from all the walkways around the house and a sidewalk. Yeah, buddy. Yippee. Well, it keeps you in shape, man. Don't pull a muscle. Yeah, those were racing inspired. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you guys got to get to know Jared, man. He's good shit. This guy, I trust him like with almost anything. Anything actually, Jared. Anything I could ask Jared anything and I would absolutely trust his answer and bank on it, He's one of those guys. And he's my watch Yoda. He helped me choose a lot of these pieces. I let him know. Now I got little training wheels and I feel solid enough to buy without asking. But my first couple of watches I asked. I make sure I was getting the right. My first one was the Gégé Lecoultre Polaris in green, and that's still my go-to. That's one of my favorites. I mean, that's a great piece. Yes, those were racing inspired. Oh yeah, no, Surströmming is Swedish. Okay, that is some stinky stuff, man. When they eat it, they open the can underwater, and you put the box outside the house. Not even the cat will eat it. It smells so bad. Oh yes. Okay. Dude, there is funny. You guys got to watch. Go to YouTube and type in this name, Surströmming, and you're gonna die laughing at the people eating this stuff, man. It's gnarly. You're rocking a Grand Seiko and Tad. There you go. Yeah, Grand Seiko's a very fine watch for sure. Very fine Japanese watch, man. Highest level Japanese craft. Um, that is beautiful, beautiful piece. And Tad, commensurate level of quality for sure. So are you Japanese, or because you got a Japanese theme going on there, man? I am also into Japanese stuff. Like I trust. Well, I love Japanese food for sure, but like if I was to buy a Japanese, say, coffee maker or a Japanese, almost anything, a fountain pen that was Japanese. Where's my dude? Did you see my toothpicks? I had them in here. Where are they? Where's the box? I think I put them away. I've got Japanese handmade toothpicks, dude. Each one comes in a little like paper slider that it comes out of, and it's hand carved, dude, a toothpick, and then in it's written and inscribed on each little sliding sheath that it goes in, and then that goes into a handmade box. I mean, it's mind blowing. It's It's so cool. It's seemingly such a non. Yeah, there it is. It's such a. I mean, you either get it or you don't. Okay, so this is hand done. This box is hand carved. So they put this on this side so you know which side because it only fits one way. Okay, check this out if you like Japan high level. What do they call it? Shiburi, right? Um, so, and then inside here, got this. Whoopsie. Probably their card. Whoa, fuck me. Damn it. I knew that was going to happen. No, I didn't, actually. Um, okay, but you can see each one. Look at this. Like a hand cut, hand stamped, and then you pull this thing out. So this is beyond Tad. You know, there's no machine anything making in this. And then hand carved and like perfect taper on it. I mean, you either get that or you don't. All you have to do is look at that and hold this, and it's meditation. It brings you into a space of awareness that only a handmade toothpick would be capable of doing. And this is what Japanese do that no other culture know of, goes to that level of honor in manufacture. And this is a family that has been making these toothpicks for whatever hundreds of years, 100 years, 110 years, whatever it is. And you'll find that you'll find paper makers in Japan. You'll find tea makers. I've got in the other room. I've got salt that is Japanese salt, that is sea salt that comes out of the ocean, and they dry it on the sun, and and they get it from like the deepest part of the ocean wherever they go, and they some crazy thing like they dive down there and hold their breath for whatever 15-20 minutes or more, and they put it in a bag that their grandfather's grandfather had, and they bring it up, and then they dry it on a bamboo thing or whatever. Make sure I don't roll over. Here we go. But yeah, how about that for Japanese craft, man? Handmade toothpicks. My friend David brought this back. One of my clients and friends. He speaks fluent Japanese. He's a white boy, but he grew up there and knows all about the culture. He's got a tatami room in his house, in his condo. He lives in the Four Seasons, and he's got a tatami room. It's really cool. It's all about Japanese culture, but that's badass. So yes, I get the Japanese quality thing. Japanese kitchen knife are crazy. Yes, for sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I have no, mine was handmade in Italy. I bought one of those high level knives. One of them, it was like $450. Handmade. One guy made the thing from to back, by hand, with like a mammoth handle. Really, really pretty cool. But I love that stuff. If anyone likes country music, an excellent sounding artist for your rig is Coulter Wall. Recorded so well, his voice is so deep and pleasant. Albums are Memories and Empties and Song of the Plains. Wow. Okay, cool. We'll check it out. Japanese excellence is impressive. What's up, man? I got your email today, and I was thinking about you earlier today. Thinking about both you guys. And I was like, and I got a little smile on my face, and I was like, man, I love how you guys really get into your thing that you do. It's so cool to see. And if anybody's watching wants to go, just go to RLM Ministries or RLM TV and look at. I mean, it's very interesting. So I'm not even going to attempt to try and explain it, but it's like spiritual based on the Kabbalah, and just interesting. Anybody that is that passionate about something, it's my family, man. Your fam for sure, both of y'all. And I hope to see you next time. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way, for what's happening in your city, man. I really feel so horrible. It's my city too. It was my city. Um, and it's so sad to see the degradation of what once was such a beautiful town. I'm from Minneapolis, so people don't know that, but that's where I'm from originally. And man, when I grew up, it was a different place. And when I went back to visit, when I saw um, Brent, Brad, Brent, um, I'm having a brain fart, brother. Um, um, and I went down and I went to Uptown. He lives right by Uptown. I went to Uptown. It was not at all. It's all boarded up. It used to be so happening and so cool. Calhoun Beach or Calhoun Square was just such a cool place to hang out. And when I went, it was all boarded up, and just the vibe in Minneapolis after the George Floyd thing is destroyed. It's not at all what it was, and it was so vibrant and fun and artsy and cool and alternative. I don't want to say alternative, but it just had that feel. Uptown was punk rockers and and just Rocky Horror was there at the Uptown Theater every weekend, and um, it was just such a Horst and like the Aveda salon, like people with cool hair and killer clothing, and then they got the lakes and cool houses and great architecture, Frank Lloyd Wright stuff, there, and just cool, such a cool little lake community in Minneapolis, and it's just been destroyed. And what's happening there now is just it's sad, the governor and the whoever Walls and Fry or whatever Frey are like, in my opinion, telling people to stand against the government, which is stupid. And then the people get emboldened and they end up getting hurt or worse, killed. And I see it as a smokescreen to keep the attention off them and their huge negligence and fraud. So I don't mean to get political, but I'm from Minneapolis and it's sad to see. So my heart goes out to you. God bless. And let's pray for a quick resolve, with Minneapolis. Hey, Mikey, sup, bro? Sending you high fidelity, good vibes. Thank you, man. High fidelity, good vibes received. By the way, I got to tell everybody about a trip. I'll be doing a couple road trips coming up, and you guys got to tell me if you want me to bring anything, because I got an SUV that's a 7-seater. So, meaning I've got pretty decent cargo space, and I can bring stuff. And I'll be headed down to Florida. I'm already bringing a pretty wicked preamp to somebody, and I may be bringing a pair of speakers. But I'm coming down to South Florida. I'll be driving down from Atlanta, all the way down to South Florida. So whatever's on the way, and I'll be stopping in Tampa to drop off the preamp, and then I'll be coming down to Miami, hanging out there. And so I can bring stuff. So if anybody wants stuff, it's a great opportunity to not have to deal with shipping or potential damage, because it'll be, all well taken care of. Now, also, if you want to hear something like the Playback Designs MPDA, if you have stuff that is at that same kind of level, and you want to see how your whatever Griffin or how your Wadax or how your whatever compares to Playback Designs, or if you just have a DAC that you think it's impossible to be beat, I got a Mola. There's no way you can beat a Mola or whatever it is, right? I'm happy to come down and give you a demo if it's on my way. So yeah, and then I will have another one planned in as soon as it warms up a little bit in the spring for Seattle, starting out in Seattle with Rev, Brent, and then driving all the way down the coast. So I'll be going down through Oregon and down California, all the way probably down to San Diego. And so anybody in Cali, in Los Angeles, I'll be bringing a Playback Designs on that trip to make demos. I'll be visiting some recording studios in Hollywood. I will be seeing some players in San Francisco, and that are industry related people on the production end. Anyways, and seeing clients all the way down. So just get in contact with me and let me know you'd like to see me on the trip, and then I'll put you into my schedule, so for sure. Japanese fountain pens, Namiki. Yes, exactly. Like, what do I have here? I got one that I got from Metaxas and Sons. Like, if you know Metaxas, the audio company. Um, so this is pretty cool. I love fountain pens. I didn't start collecting yet. But one of my other clients, that's another watch guy, started teasing me. He gave me, where is it in here? I think it is. He gave me a fountain pen. Where is that thing? It's either in here or I got it in my bedroom. There we go. It's in my bedroom. But yeah, I'm gonna get a couple fountain pens. I've got a Mont Blanc roller, like whatever, a nice sterling silver, whatever. That's just a ballpoint, but the there's just something about the fountain pen is so smooth, man. Especially when you get one with a killer nib, like a 24-karat gold nib, it just glides, dude. It's like, wow. Thanks, Mikey. Godspeed, good sir. Likewise. Yes. Please give Mikey support and give him a like and subscribe to support YouTube content like this, because us music lovers need these shows. Yeah, buddy. Thanks. Kenny and Deborah Lee from Down Under. Minneapolis will be healed. Yes, a renaissance is coming. It is, my brother. Dancing over the rubble today to Tame Impala, my old ways. Okay, cool. Tame Impala. So that's a band, My Old Ways. Is that the song album? So anyways, I think I'm going to go because it's an hour and 21 minutes. And I'm going to get some shut-eye. And I'm already thinking about what I'm going to eat tomorrow. I've been a good boy and not eating a lot. And today I didn't eat very much. And I got the munchies right now, but I'm not going to give in and have cereal. Like right now, I'd totally have cereal normally. Not going to do it. But tomorrow, I think it's going to be something. Special trip somewhere for some kind of food. Look at this. And then look right over here. What do I have? There's a Japanese business card from Nihonbashi Saruya Ko. I don't even know what the hell that is. But I've got a Japanese business card that I got somewhere, and it was sitting right over there. So, Japan, baby. All right. You're having cereal, Donnie. Oh, my God. I'm jealous, dude. I know. I've got some cereal over there, too, and it's gluten-free. And I've also got some raw milk. Oh, so good. Raw whole milk. You all enjoy evening. See ya. All right, man. Say goodbye to Louie and give him a little hug and a kiss for me. All right, everybody. Well, I will see you all on Wednesday for another show. I'm going to try and edit some of these vids and get them into you before then. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Until then, holler tomorrow about the Fisher and Fishers. All right. See you. Bye.